What's up, guys? John from floodwater.com. So last Sunday when we went to the farm, we took a little detour. Look at this old barn, old shed. I don't know what you call it. It's cool. I like it. So part of our little detour was to some of the lower lands around. That was all a cornfield once upon a time, and with the wettest June on record, there was a lot of, crop lost in the area. I think that was a soybean field right there. And you can still see the rows from the soybeans after, before they drowned out, So it was just a little cool little detour, kind of by the farm, but kind of not at the same time. And yeah, just lots of pictures of different fields and stuff. So this is like a creek, I guess you could call it, where probably tens of thousands of acres of farmland and even back towards town, some subdivisions and stuff, all the water from that has to drain, like the runoff water, the rainwater. All the water has to drain through these floodgates right here. And we've driven by these before, and my dad has as well, but we've never actually gotten out and looked at them. So this is the creek out to the Mississippi River. It's out there, actually. And this was just really neat. We stopped and took some video and some pictures and stuff. So back in June, and probably most of July, they would have actually had these floodgates closed because the river was so high that it would actually backfeed and it would have flooded a bunch of farmland. So now that the river is a lot lower, they have gone ahead and opened the floodgates back up, and the water can run to the river now and go downstream where it belongs. So if you think about this, we haven't had a lot of rain since the first part of July, I would say. And this is still running pretty high, really, or it's still running pretty good considering it's been about a month since we've had a lot of rain. We've had a couple rain showers in the meantime, but nothing like June was. June was the wettest June on record here in St. Louis. I think we were 2 inches away from the wettest month on record ever in St. Louis. So it was pretty wet. Actually, July 1st, we got like 2.5 inches of rain, so we just missed it, setting a record. So, like I said, this is where a lot of water runs, obviously. So this structure here basically keeps all the farmland, like our farm, from flooding every time the river would come up. This is kind of a high spot, and then they have this creek here, and then we're all levee protected and stuff like that. So you do have to worry about it though when the river gets up pretty high. So my dad was telling me about these giant bolts that are sticking out of this wall, and get a little zoom action here, a little blurry, but it'll come back, I swear. There it is. Those giant bolts sticking through this concrete to hold it all together and whatnot. It's pretty awesome. And as you can see there, it was built in 5/4/1994, which pretty obvious that it wasn't going to be built before 1994 because the flood of 1993 would have wiped out the old one that was here. As I said, the Mississippi River is less than a mile from this. And if you guys know anything about the flood of 93, it was really, really bad in this area and many other areas. So this is just on the other side of the road, the upstream side, I guess you'd call it. Yeah, it's pretty dirty water, and since it's been kind of sitting around in ditches and everything, it was pretty smelly. And it's flowing quite well considering it's been a while since we've had that rain, that much rain. So it was pretty neat. And I'd actually like to go back to this spot after a big rain just to see the current rushing through there. Because like I said, this drains tens of thousands of acres of farmland, a couple of subdivisions, just a lot of land. This all has to drain right to this spot. So this is actually a road, what we're standing on over this over these floodgate system here. So if we look downstream towards the river, we're going to zoom in all the way with the camera, and I know it's kind of blurry and shaky, but that is actually the Mississippi River out there. And then there's actually cars on the other side. You can see a car that's on the other side of the Mississippi River from where we're at, which is pretty far away. So this is just some other water that's sitting around kind of by the river. Here's another cornfield that just got annihilated by water. You know, obviously this should all be corn growing here still, but wettest June on record, this is what it'll do for you. By this time of the year, none of that water should be there. And obviously this water shouldn't be there either. The bean field got drowned out. Crop yield is going to be interesting this year due to the water. You can see it was still almost on the road there. And another bean field just drowned out. And like I said, this spot here holds water all year, but it shouldn't have nearly this much water in it still this late in the year. And sorry, some of these pictures are a little blurry. We were going down the road at like 50 miles an hour. So it's just water as far as you can see in some spots. This water hole is here pretty much all year, but it should be a whole lot smaller by now. Oh, so look, we actually made it to the farm. It's amazing. So needed to spray the garden some more. We've got some weeds growing around our pumpkins, which we just despise. Can't stand it. So I decided to get the Power King 1614 out. Got the sunshade on today because it was hot, and why not? And I'm spraying, this is just Roundup here. Later on in the day, I actually went out in the lane, our mile-long gravel road, and sprayed some 2,4-D Roundup. We've got water hemp that are Roundup resistant out there, and so you throw a little 2,4-D in there to make the Roundup hotter, and you know, you get the added benefit of the 2,4-D, and it kind of cooks them a little bit. As of the other night, they were actually starting to die a little bit, but like I said, they're getting Roundup resistant. Some of the farmers in the area have actually switched from Roundup Ready beans to Liberty beans. If you guys know what that is, it's just a different system of spraying your beans. You have to kind of follow a schedule of when you spray and whatnot. Like with the Roundup Ready beans, you can just go out there pretty much whenever you want and just spray them. So you guys might notice a little bit of discoloration on these pumpkins. Dad put 7 bug dust on these the other night, and as you can see there, they're blooming. So we will have pumpkins setting on here soon, in the next video maybe, actually, I'm not sure. Yeah, probably in the next video or video after we'll have some pumpkins actually setting on for the first time, which is cool. It's always exciting. You can see how they have continued to grow. So here I'm spraying along the corn. Roundup again just to burn the weeds back. I don't like mowing too close to the corn personally because then you get hit by it. It's not a big deal, I know, but spray a little Roundup, you're good to go. You can also kind of tell that the corn is starting to ripen a little bit. The bottom of the stalks is starting to turn colors other than green. And if you look closely at the ears, which I'll get some video for you guys for the next on the farm video. If you look close at the ears, you can actually see that they are starting to turn a lighter color, which is one of the first clues that the corn is starting to ripen. So, like I said, we'll do a corn and bean update. I'm actually going to take a tape measure out and measure the beans because they're so tall. They're some of the tallest beans we've ever had on this farm, probably. And they're not really our beans. We rent out a little bit that we own for croppage. So just spraying those weeds when we get rid of them and keep a nice look around the cornfield and keep it all cleaned up. So on our way home, we stopped at the river. You guys have seen this before. All that driftwood's still there. Apparently the city has hired a consultant to tell them what to do with it or how to get rid of it or whatever. I'll keep you guys updated on it. It's kind of neat. I kind of dig it. So guys, if you like this video, please hit that like button for more. And I'll see you next time. Toodles.